It's the evening of December 1st, 2018. A young woman walks through the busy streets of Auckland. She's smiling, relaxed, excited. Her name is Grace Millane. She's 22 years old, full of life, and traveling the world. After finishing university, she decided to go on a solo backpacking journey exploring new countries, meeting new people, and creating memories she would carry forever. That night, she had plans. She was meeting someone, a man she had matched with on Tinder just a day earlier. His name, Jesse Kempson. At 5:37 p.m., Grace leaves her hostel and heads toward the city center. Meanwhile, Jesse is already at a bar. He's drinking heavily, multiple empty bottles already sitting on his table before the date even begins. But when they meet, everything seems normal. They greet each other warmly, smiling, laughing. To Grace, this feels like the beginning of something exciting. To Jesse, it's something else entirely. They start moving through the city together. One bar turns into another. Drinks keep flowing. Conversations deepen. They talk about travel, life, dreams, and slowly, a connection begins to form, or at least, that's what Grace believes. By 8:54 p.m., they share their first kiss. It's a moment that feels natural, even romantic. Shortly after, Jesse excuses himself and heads to the bathroom, and in that exact moment, Grace pulls out her phone. She sends a message to her friends. She tells them, "Everything is going so well. I really like him." That message would be the last time anyone ever hears from her. Later that night, the two arrive at Jesse's hotel, the City Life Hotel. From the outside, nothing looks unusual. Just two people heading inside together, but behind that closed door, something horrific happens. At some point during the night, Jesse strangles Grace. Her life ends in a place she believed was safe. The next morning should have been filled with celebration. It's Grace's birthday. Her phone begins lighting up. Messages, calls, wishes, but there is no reply. Not a single one. At 8 o'clock a.m., CCTV shows Jesse entering the elevator alone. He briefly glances at the camera. It's not the look of a man going out for coffee. It's something else, something colder, because inside that hotel room, Grace is already dead. Just minutes later, Jesse begins what can only be described as a calculated cover-up. His first stop, a store. He buys a large suitcase. But this isn't a random purchase. He checks its size carefully, measuring it, making sure it's big enough to fit a body. Next, he buys cleaning supplies, chemicals, tools, anything that can erase what happened. He returns to the hotel, and for hours, he works, cleaning, removing evidence, trying to erase every trace of Grace's existence. Then something happens that shocks even investigators. With Grace's body still in his room, Jesse goes out again, on another date. He meets a different woman from Tinder. They sit together, talk, but something feels off, very off. During the conversation, Jesse begins saying disturbing things. He talks about hiding a dead body, about avoiding the police. The woman feels fear creeping in. Her instincts scream at her. She ends the date early and leaves. That decision may have saved her life. Later that evening, Jesse returns to the hotel. This time, he brings a carpet cleaner. He spends hours scrubbing the room, trying to remove blood, trying to remove the truth. Then, late at night, he begins moving luggage. CCTV captures him struggling with a heavy suitcase on a trolley. Inside that suitcase is Grace. He loads everything into a rental car and drives off into the darkness. The next morning, Jesse buys a shovel. He drives to a remote area. An isolated place, far from the city. There, he digs a hole and buries Grace. Alone. In silence, back in the UK, Grace's family grows increasingly worried. Days have passed. No calls, no messages, nothing. On December 5th, her father, David Millane, arrives in Auckland. He stands before cameras, holding back tears, and makes a desperate plea. "Please, help us find our daughter." But at this point, the truth is already buried. Police begin retracing Grace's steps. They analyze CCTV footage across the city. They follow her movements, from the hostel, to the bars, to the hotel, and then they see him. Jesse, the last person she was seen with. Police locate him at the City Life Hotel. As officers enter the building, Jesse notices them. He tries to walk away casually, act natural, disappear, but it's too late. Police stop him before he can leave. Inside the interrogation room, Jesse starts talking. First, his story seems normal. He describes the date, the drinks, the conversations. But then, the lies begin. Small inconsistencies. Details that don't match the evidence. Police already have CCTV footage. They've seen his movements. They know more than he thinks. As pressure builds, Jesse begins to panic. His story starts falling apart. Investigators uncover overwhelming proof. Purchases made using Grace's credit card, the suitcase, cleaning supplies, hotel footage, blood traces in the room. Every piece points to one conclusion: Jesse is responsible. Eventually, Jesse confesses, but what he says next shocks everyone. He claims Grace's death was an accident, that it happened during consensual intimate activity, a defense later called the 50 Shades of Grey defense, referencing 50 Shades of Grey, but the evidence tells a different story. Police discover internet searches about disposing of bodies, photos taken after Grace's death, a carefully planned cover-up. This wasn't panic, this was calculation. On December 9th, police make a grim discovery. Grace's body is found in a shallow grave, hidden in the wilderness. The cause of death: strangulation. Signs of struggle, evidence of force. The truth can no longer be denied. In February 2020, Jesse stands trial. The court hears every detail, every piece of evidence, every lie, and in the end, the verdict is clear: guilty. Jesse is sentenced to life in prison, with a minimum of 17 years before parole. But the story doesn't end there. 2 more women come forward. They reveal that Jesse had assaulted them too. A pattern emerges: a dangerous man, hiding in plain sight. What began as a simple Tinder date turned into a nightmare. A young woman, full of dreams, taken far too soon. The story of Grace Millane is a chilling reminder. Not everyone is who they appear to be, and sometimes, the most ordinary moments can hide the darkest truths.